Welcome back. Hi everyone. So today we are going to discuss Newton's second law of motion. Newton's second law of motion means the rate of change of momentum of an object is directly proportional to the net force applied on the object. And the direction of change of momentum is the same as the direction of net force. Let's see here. In first law, we discussed force qualitatively. Qualitatively means force is required to change the state. Force is the cause of change in velocity and force is the cause of acceleration. So in first law, we discussed about force qualitatively. In second law of motion, we are discussing force is a qualitative. Qualitative means we are measuring the force. How much force is there? How much force is acting on the body? And we are defining the unit of force in Newton's second law of a body of mass m. Initially, it is moving with a velocity u. Suppose an net external force acts on the body for time t seconds. Then body acquires a velocity v. Here initially a body of mass m moving with a velocity u. Then a net external force acts on the body for t seconds. After t seconds the body acquired a velocity v. So observe here body has mass and body is in motion, means body has velocity. So body has momentum. This momentum we can call as initial momentum. So we know already momentum is equal to mass into velocity. Here mass m, here velocity u. So this is initial momentum. Next here after t seconds it has acquired some velocity, that is final velocity. So this is final momentum, mass into m. If we observe here, initial momentum and final momentum is changing. Already we know momentum is equal to mass into velocity. The change in momentum is nothing but delta p. But due to which factor here momentum is changed? Mass or velocity? Here due to velocity. So that is delta v is equal to m. Due to change in velocity, here momentum is changing. So why velocity is changing? Here force is acting. So due to force is acting, velocity is changing. Due to change in velocity, momentum is changing. Then calculate change in momentum. Change in momentum. Change in momentum nothing but delta p. Change in momentum is nothing but final momentum minus initial momentum. So here what is final momentum? mv minus what is initial momentum? mu. So here take m common, m is equal to v minus u. Then see here how much time taken for this change in momentum. So time taken for this change in momentum is equal to, here suppose initially here time is equal to 0, here time taken is t. So time taken is nothing but t. So time taken nothing but delta t. So next, rate of change of momentum. Rate of change of momentum. Rate of change of momentum is equal to change in momentum. Change in momentum by time taken. Time taken. So here change in momentum. Change in momentum is m of v minus u by time taken is t. So this we can written as m of v minus u. M of v minus u means nothing but m of delta v by t. Okay, So this is rate of change of momentum. So rate of change of momentum we can written as delta p, because change in momentum by delta p by delta t. This is the, by this we can represent rate of change of momentum. Delta p by delta t is nothing but rate of change of momentum. What is the importance of rate of change of momentum? Rate of change of momentum means in 1 second how much change in momentum, in 2 seconds how much change in momentum. Here momentum is changing. So in 1 second how much change in momentum, 2 seconds how much change in momentum. That we can call as rate of change of momentum. Right, next see here students. See here, if you observe here, when force, external force acts on the body, velocity is changing. That means when there is an external force, there is a change in velocity. If net force is more, change in velocity also, change in velocity also more. If change in velocity is more, we know very well momentum is equal to mass into velocity. If velocity changes, then momentum also changes. If there is a change in velocity, there is a change in movement. That means if net force acts on the body, there is a change in velocity. If there is a change in velocity, there is a change in movement. If more force acts, more is the change in velocity and more is the change in momentum. That means we can written as change in momentum. Change in momentum is directly proportional to force. Next one. Suppose this force acts on the body for 1 second. Then calculate change in momentum. If force acts on the body for 2 seconds, calculate the change in momentum. If force acts on the body for 10 seconds, calculate the change in momentum. That means time, change in momentum is directly proportional to time for which force is applied. That means if more time force is applied on the body, more is the change in momentum. That means change in momentum depends on, change in momentum is directly proportional to force into time. So bring T this side, then this we can written as change in momentum by T is proportional to force. Next, see here another. That means force is directly proportional to change in momentum by time taken. This we can written as force proportional change in momentum, time taken nothing but rate of change of momentum. Right? Already if force proportional rate of change of momentum, so remove this one, keep equal and constant. So F equal to K rate of change of momentum. See here, if we substitute all the values, that means take F is equal to 1 unit, mass is equal to 1 unit and acceleration is equal to 1 unit, then in the place write K value equal to 1, then F is equal to rate of change of momentum. This is Newton's second law. F is equal to rate of change of momentum. Already in the previous section we calculated rate of change of momentum is equal to rate of change of momentum is equal to m of v minus u by t. So substitute in the place of rate of change of momentum m of v minus u by t. Then see here, that means net force is equal to rate of change of momentum. Rate of change of momentum means we can written as delta p by delta t. So this is Newton's second law. So more is the rate of change of momentum, more force is acting on the body. So force is directly proportional to the rate of change of momentum. See here, if F net is equal to delta P by delta T, if mass is constant, then F net is equal to delta in the place of P, write mv by delta. If mass is constant, so constant means bring it outside, then m, then this is delta v by delta t. So m, delta v by delta t means we know very well change in velocity by time. This is nothing but acceleration. So F net is equal to mass into acceleration. Here see here, if velocity is constant, then F net is equal to delta in the place of t, write mv by delta t. If velocity is constant, so bring constant outside, then this is delta m by delta t. So this is F net. So all students some misconcept. What means Newton's second law means F net equal to ma. See here, only F net equal to ma is applied for the system when mass is constant. But F net equal to delta by delta t is a universal formula. It can be applied for any system. So Newton's second law of motion means F net equal to delta p by delta t. This is the universal formula. When mass is constant, on that time F net equal to mass into acceleration. That means more the net force acting on the body, more the force acting on the body, more is the rate of change of momentum. So rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the net force, and the change takes place in the direction of force. So the direction of change of momentum is same as the direction of net force. F net is equal to delta p by delta t according to Newton's second law of motion. This formula is a universal formula. It can be applied for any system. Then if mass is constant, then F net is equal to ma. So use this formula when mass is constant. Now units of force. While writing the units, if take mass is constant, means F net equal to ma. The SI unit of force is Newton. Newton is a scientist name. Right, small. Then serious unit of force is Dyne. Then define what is meant by 1 Newton. Define 1 Newton. See here, 1 Newton means we are using force is equal to 1 unit. 1 Newton means. Then mass is also equal to 1 unit. Acceleration also equal to 1 unit. That means mass is 1 kg. If the mass is accelerated with 1 meter per second square, then how much force acted on the body is said to be 1 Newton. That means 1 Newton is the force. 1 Newton is the force which produces an acceleration of 1 meter per second square in a body of mass 1 kg, that is 1 newton. That means if force is 1 newton, see here, if force is 1 newton, how much mass? 1 kg. It is accelerated with 1 meter per second square. That means 1 newton is equal to 1 kg into 1 meter per second square. Next one, CGS unit of force is dyne. So write here dyne. What is meant by dyne? So write, define 1 dyne. 1 dyne means is a 1 unit of force. So then mass is also 1 unit. So 1 gram mass, and it is accelerating with 1 centimeter per second square. Then a force of 1 dyne. So 1 dyne is a force which produces an acceleration of 1 centimeter per second square in a body of mass 1 gram. Then see here, 1 dyne is equal to mass 1 gram, acceleration is 1 centimeter per second square. So 1 dyne is equal to 1 gram into 1 centimeter per second square. So this is the definition of Newton. This is the definition of dyne. Then we know what is the relation between Newton and dyne. That means 1 Newton is equal to dash dyne. Newton is the SI unit of force, dyne is the CGS unit of force. Then how these two are related? See here, 1 Newton is equal to, in the place of 1 Newton, we can write 1 kg into 1 meter per second square. See here, right side dyne is here. Dyne means 1 gram into 1 centimeter per second square. So in the place of kg, write gram. 1 kg equal to 1000 gram into. In the place of meter, write centimeter. So 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeter. So in the place of second square, no change. Then 10 to the power of 3 plus 2, that is 5. So gram centimeter per second square. It is equal to 10 to the power of 5. Gram centimeter per second square is equal to dyne. So this is dyne. So 1 Newton is equal to 10 to the power of 5 then. So 1 Newton is equal to 10 to the power of 5 then. See here, this is about Newton's second law of motion. Suppose if mass is constant, and this is accelerated with A. When it is accelerated, when there is a change in velocity. When the velocity will change, when there is a net force, then calculate force, measure force, because Newton's second law of motion is useful to measure the force. What is the force acting on the body means? The net force is equal to simply mass into acceleration. So if you multiply mass with acceleration, that gives the how much force acting on the body. That means by this formula we can calculate the force acting on the body. Net force on the body simply is equal to mass into acceleration. So we can measure. Right. Solve two problems. In the first problem, a body of mass 20 kg, it is accelerating 5 meter per second square. Then calculate how much net external force is acting on the body. Right, we know very well, according to Newton's second law of motion, if mass is constant, we can write F net is equal to mass into acceleration. If you multiply mass and acceleration, that is equal to net force acting on the body. Here mass how much nana? 20 kg. Acceleration how much nana? 5 meter per second square. So 20 into 5, that is equal to 100. So 100 kg meter per second square. So 100 in the place of kg meter per second square, nothing but 1 Newton. So this is 100 Newtons. So net force acting on the body is equal to 100 newtons. By knowing mass and by knowing acceleration, we can calculate how much force acting on the body. Next, see here on the second question. A ball of mass 10 grams. Initially, it is moving with a velocity of 50 meter per second. Suppose a net external force acts on the body for 2 seconds. After 2 seconds, it acquires a velocity of 70 meter per second. Then calculate initial momentum, final momentum, change in momentum, rate of change of momentum of ball, acceleration of ball, and magnitude of force, external force applied on the ball. So first write formulas. Initial momentum of ball. Initial momentum of ball is nothing but Pi. Pi is equal to mu. Initial momentum means initial velocity. Final momentum means P subscript F is equal to, final momentum means mass into final velocity. Then change in momentum is represented as delta P. Change in momentum is nothing but final momentum minus initial momentum, that is equal to mv minus mu. Next, rate of change of momentum nothing but delta P by delta T, that is equal to mv minus mu by t. Next, acceleration of ball. Acceleration means, see here, F is equal to ma, then a is equal to F by m. So acceleration is equal to F by m. But here magnitude of force is unknown one. So this formula is not suitable. Then write acceleration is equal to V minus u by t. So one more formula is there for acceleration. Then a is equal to V minus u by t. Then magnitude of force applied. Magnitude of force applied means F net equal to mass into acceleration. Then calculate initial momentum. Initial momentum means mu. So here mass how much nana? 10 grams. First calculate 10 grams into kgs. 10 grams in the place of gram, in the place of gram, 1000 kgs. So 0 gets cancelled. This is equal to 1 by 100 kg. So initial momentum is equal to mass 1 by 100 kg. What is initial velocity? 50 meter per second. So 0 gets cancelled. 5 1 5 2. This is equal to 1 by 2 kg meter per second. 1 by 2 means 0.5 kg meter per second. So this is the initial momentum. Then calculate final momentum mv. Final momentum means mass into final velocity. So what is the mass? 1 by 100. So 1 by 100 kg. What is the final velocity? 70 meter per second. So 0 gets cancelled. So 7 by 10, that is equal to 0.7 kg meter per second. Next see here third one, change in momentum. Change in momentum means delta P. Delta P means final momentum minus initial momentum. What is final momentum here? 0.7. What is initial momentum here? 0.5. This is equal to 0.2 kg meter per second. Next one. See here, this is first one, this is second one, this is third one. Next one see here, fourth one. Fourth one means rate of change of momentum. Rate of change of momentum means delta P by delta T. Already we calculated delta P. Delta P how much? 0.2 kg meter per second. By delta T. Delta T means time taken for changing momentum. That is 2 seconds. So here 2 seconds. So this is equal to 0.1 kg meter per second into second, that is second square. So 0.1 already we know kg meter per second square. Kg meter per second square. Kg means mass, meter per second square means acceleration. Mass into acceleration nothing but force. So these are the units of mass and acceleration. Then write the unit of force, that is Newton. So delta P by delta T is equal to 0.1 Newton. So rate of change of momentum is equal to 0.1 Newton. Next see Nana. Next calculate acceleration. Fifth one, calculate acceleration. So acceleration is equal to two formulas. One is F by M and the one is V minus U by T. But here we don't know force. So use A is equal to V minus U by T. V means final velocity. Final velocity is 70 meter per second. Initial velocity 50 by time taken 2. 70 minus 50, that is 20 by 2, that is equal to 10 meter per second square. This is the acceleration. Next, calculate magnitude of force applied. That means F net. We know very well. Observe here mass is constant. If mass is constant here, write F net equal to mass into acceleration. Here how much mass? Mass is equal to 1 by 100 kg. And what is the acceleration? 10 meter per second square. So 0 gets cancelled. This is equal to 1 by 10. 1 by 10 means 0.1 kg meter per second square. So this is F net. So 0.1 kg meter per second square. Kg meter per second square means Newton. So F net is equal to 0.1 Newton. So observe in each case 0.1 Newton means force. Force is equal to 0.1 Newton. This force is equal to initial momentum? No. This force is equal to final momentum? No. Final momentum answer is 0.7. Next. See here. Force is 0.1. Change in momentum is 0.2. So it is not equal to change in momentum. Then observe rate of change of momentum. Rate of change of momentum is 0.1 Newton. And net force is also 0.1 Newton. That means force is equal to rate of change of momentum. So simply force is equal to rate of change of momentum. Rate of change of momentum. Right.